Hey guys, Garlic here with another 2004scape video for you guys. Today I thought I would talk about sort of how you might want to prepare for the members release. I know there's been a lot of people planning and theory crafting on what they want to do, but I thought I might just sort of go through some of my ideas for if maybe you've trained all the goals that you wanted to and you're not quite sure what to do next. This video might give you some ideas on things that might be helpful to either stockpile certain items or train certain levels or things like that. So if you're not quite sure what your next goal should be, maybe you'll find it in this video. At the moment, in the background, you'll see me. I'm currently just sort of testing out fishing lobsters and cooking them. So what I do basically is I start in Falador, I run down to Karamja, go fish lobsters on the pier, and then when I've got a full inventory, I'll teleport back to Falador, cook them at the range that's on the way to the bank them off, and then I'll run back all the way down to Port Sarim, back to Karamja again. So I don't think it's the best way to do it. If you're looking to get lobsters, probably wait till Catherby, but I want to get some lobsters ready for members. So I thought I'd do this sort of to do something a bit more AFK while I'm editing videos and stuff like that. But yeah, let's carry on and talk about things that you might want to do to put yourself in a good position for when members comes out. By no means do you need to like have all of this stuff done before members comes out. It's more of just if you're not quite sure what your goals should be, maybe get some ideas from this. All of this, you can just wait for members to come out and then just go and train and do these things anyway. So yeah, let's get on with it. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's the thing that's probably been spoken about the most so far, I've referenced it in one of my previous videos, is going to be getting the skill requirements for all the members quests. Now, like I said, I've mentioned this before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but I will just put up on the screen here the skills that you will need for the members quests. Obviously, there are some there that have got the members skills in them, but you can go and train all of the free-to-play ones at the moment before members comes out, and you should basically be in a good spot to basically do all the quests on day one launch. If you're a bit confused about how you get some levels or the best place to do it, go check out my members quest order guide or my members quick start skill guide on my channel. They should take you through most things that you need to know there. But yeah, we're not going to go over quest requirements again. Everyone knows about these pretty much. But what I did want to start talking about that is a little bit more interesting, I think, is some of the guilds that will become available in members. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the fishing guild. You'll need level 68 fishing to go into the fishing guild, and you can find that north of Ardi. And this is going to be quite an interesting one because you've got everything sort of in one spot, which is super helpful. So for example, on the fishing pier, you've got your cage spots for lobsters, you've got your harpoon spots for swordfish and for sharks. There's some of the like big net spots as well for some of the lower tier fish if you want to get any of them. There's a bank right next to the pier, so you can just bank the fish straight away and go back to fishing. There's also a ranged in one of the buildings in the fishing guild, so you could fish a whole inventory, go and cook it all, and then drop it off in the bank and just repeat that in a cycle. It's going to be super nice for training fishing and cooking. And there's also a fishing shop in there as well. So if you get there and you realize you've forgotten your lobster pot or something like that, then you can just go and pick one up, all in the guild. 68 fish are needed for that, but quite a nice one to get. And fishing's not too bad if you're just fly fishing near Barbarian Village. It goes up pretty quick. The next guild I wanted to talk about is the Wizards Guild in Yanil. Now this is also quite an interesting one. You'll need level 66 magic to enter this guild, and it's good for a couple of reasons. The first one being, there's a very nice rune shop in here. Notably, you can get lore runes, blood runes, death runes, nature runes, and soul runes. You can get some of the other lower tier ones as well in the elemental runes, but I think this is the only shop in the game that sells blood runes, and people are going to want those for the high tier elemental spells. They're also going to need them for the god spells. They're going to need them to even unlock the god spells. You'll need to take them to the Mage Arena, and I don't believe Mage Arena shop sells any blood, so going to be nice there. There's a decent stock, and they're not too expensive. I'm sure they will get bought out pretty quickly, but hopefully 66 magic being a requirement might give you a bit of a better chance of picking up some runes from that shop. And the second reason why this is quite a cool guild is because Wizard Distentor is in here, and he will teleport you to the Rune Essence Mine. This is going to be the closest Rune Essence Mine to a bank, because you literally exit the guild and you're right next to the Yanil bank. So if you've been mining Rune Essence in Varrock so far, consider maybe getting 66 magic if you plan on continuing to mine Essence in members, because it will be the fastest way to bank it. Just a quick note on the Wizards Guild as well. I know in old school RuneScape there is an armor shop there. I don't think this exists because Mystic wasn't added to the game until a bit later, so you won't find any Mystic armor in the Wizards Guild on members release. Now, the next guild I wanted to talk about is going to be the Ranging Guild in sort of Sears Village, north of Ardie area. And you'll need level 40 ranging to get into this guild. And there's a few cool things in here. There's a bow and arrow salesman who sells arrows, arrow tips, and arrow shafts. So if you want to pick up some arrows or you want to pick up some fletching supplies, that might be a good spot to go and get some. There's also an archery minigame in the guild. It gives a bit of ranged XP. I don't think it's too great, but you do get these archery reward tickets from playing the minigame, and you can then go and spend those in the reward shop. There's not too much interesting stuff in the reward shop. I think the main thing that people would use the tickets on is going to be the rune arrows. So you can get 50 rune arrows for 2,000 archery tickets. Now, I'm not sure how long it'll take to get 2,000 archery tickets. I'm assuming quite a while, so it might not be worth it. But if you just want to sort of do some range training without much risk of like dying in combat or whatever, or you want to just be next to a place where you can keep buying more arrows, might be something you can do while you're waiting for shops to restock. And I'm sure rune arrows will be worth a decent bit of money on members release. So 50 rune arrows for 2k tickets. I'll leave that up to you whether you want to go and do that. But the Ranging Guild will be available to you when you have level 40 ranged. Now, after these guilds, I wanted to talk about some of the skills that aren't skill requirements for quests, but they might just be sort of useful levels to sort of get before members comes out, because it will mean that you'll be able to interact with certain members' content straight away. You won't have to wait to train your skills up a little bit. The first one, and probably the most obvious, is going to be 44 rune crafting, to be able to craft nature runes. I know a lot of people have sort of got to 44 and then stopped. Because they hate rune crafting, but it's going to be nice to be able to craft nature runes. I will say, I think the nature talisman is going to be quite rare for the first few days at least. So don't go in expecting to just be able to rune craft nature runes straight away. We'll have to wait for those talismans to trickle into the game, and God knows how expensive the first few are going to be. I can only imagine. But yeah, 44 rune crafting doesn't take too long to get to be honest. I've done that myself now, and when nature talismans are a bit more affordable, I'll probably pick one up for myself so I can go and craft my own nature runes instead of having to buy them off of the players. The next skill that I think would be quite a nice one to get to is level 50 ranged. I'm sitting at level 40 at the moment. I'm not sure if I'll get this level, but 50 range would mean that you could use red d'hide and the magic short bow as soon as you can get your hands on them. Like the magic short bow might take a little while because you've got to wait for either the fletchers to get their fletching level up to make them, or you have to get spooned one from doing a clue scroll. The red d'hide, I think, is maybe going to be kind of rare as well. I'm not sure how many people are going to try and go and kill red dragons. But yeah, having 50 range sort of ready to go to be able to just get those items and then use them straight away might be a nice idea. The next level that I want to talk about, there's sort of two that go in tandem here, but the first one is 60 attack, obviously for dragon weaponry. The available dragon weapons that are going to be in the game will be the dragon dagger, the dragon longsword, the dragon mace after Hero's Quest, and the dragon battle axe after Hero's Quest, and the dragon spear, though the dragon spear is going to be very rare. So yeah, if you can get 60 attack before members comes out, it means as soon as members drops, and if you've got the money and you find someone that's selling it, you can pick yourself up a dragon longsword or something, and you'll be able to train a little bit more efficiently. And then in a similar vein there, it's level 60 defense. Not quite as important, but it will mean that if you've got the money for it, you might have to wait a little while. You can pick yourself up a dragon medium helmet. That'll be the best in slot helmet. Don't know how expensive they're going to be. Probably quite expensive for quite a while. But you'll have the level to equip one if you do manage to get hold of one. And I guess you could also include the Dragon Square Shield here. Depends whether Legends Quest will be out on release day, because you'll need Legends Quest to have any Dragon Square Shields in the game. And even if it is, it's going to be a very long time, I think, before Dragon Square Shields sort of come into the game in a number where they're affordable at all. I think they're going to probably be the rarest item in the game, barring maybe some of the Clue Scroll rewards. But yeah, 60 defense, always good to have defense levels. After that, I wanted to mention crafting levels. So crafting is not the most fun thing to train in free-to-play, but I think it will be interesting to see how many people decide to get their crafting up in members. And if you can start members with a minimum of 57 crafting, you will be able to start crafting green dragon hide stuff straight away. So obviously green dragons are going to be absolutely packed, and they're going to be wanting to sell their green dragon hide, and you could use that to train your crafting level. And you could make the green dragon hide armor and then alch it and, you know, get a bit of money that way, depending on how much you're buying the hides for. So level 57 is needed for the green D-hide van braces. You need level 60 for the green D-hide chaps, and you need level 63 for the green D-hide bodies. And then even past that, you can sort of stop at each one of these levels depending on how much you want to grind it. I know a lot of people are trying to get to 66 for the blue D-hide van braces. I think this is what people are going to want to do because I think people are a bit worried about going to kill green dragons in the wilderness. Some people just want to go and camp blue dragons instead. So if you get 66 crafting, you'll be able to make blue dragon hide van braces and alch them for a bit of money. If you wanted to go a little bit further, you could get 68 for the blue chaps. You could get 71 for the blue D-hide body. And then the red and the black ones are a little bit more of a stretch to get in free to play, I would say. But for the red D-hide sets, you're looking from between level 73 up to 77 crafting, and for the black D-hide sets, you're looking from 79 up to 84 to make each part of those sets. But maybe crafting is something that you could consider getting up in time for free to play, so in time for members, sorry, so that you can make these items and you don't have to keep mining silver bars, turning them into holy symbols, or doing the cowhide method at the crafting guild, because my god, that was very boring. Other than the skills and different guilds and stuff, I kind of wanted to just mention a few of the bits and bobs here that don't really fit into a particular category. I think it's going to be really important to have some food just in the bank for general use. Like, you don't want to have to, you know, on day one, you don't want to have to go and buy a bunch of food because you ran out, or you don't want to have to go and fish and cook a bunch of food. You want to just be able to do all the content when you want to do it. So stocking up on food day before members release is probably going to be quite a good idea. Also, I'm assuming food prices might shoot up a little bit because everyone's going to want to buy more food. New players are going to want to buy food, and apart from the fishers, I think not a lot of people are going to actually be gathering food. They're going to be doing the members content instead. So make sure you've got enough food in the bank for whatever you plan to do. In a similar vein, having just some general cash on hand might be very useful as well. I know a lot of people have been spending all their money investing in certain items, ready to try and make some profit. But, you know, if you're struggling to sell items, or, you know, you want to keep holding on to it because it's not quite hit the price you want yet, and there's going to be other things that you want to buy. So make sure you've got some cash on hand. You know, if you want to go and buy a dragon longsword, that's going to be at least 100k. If you need to buy more food, if you do run out, or you will need to buy more runes for like magic spells and stuff, make sure you've got some cash saved up to be able to spend on those things, or items that are needed for quests as well. It's going to be a big one. Like if you need to get dragon bones for the watchtower quest, make sure you've got money to be able to buy stuff like that. Another sort of stocking up on stuff, but not necessarily, it's not necessary, but it might be a good idea to stock up on things like limpwort roots, eye of newts, red spider's eggs, stuff like that, either to like sell because they'll probably go up even more when members comes out, or just to have them in the bank to train herb lore when you get the supplies and the herbs for it, because they're going to be more expensive on members release than they are now. So try and stock up on them if you want to be able to use them or to sell them off. Another item that you might want to stock up on is going to be things like willow logs for fletching, or even normal logs and some feathers and maybe some arrowheads so you can make your own arrows. I know arrows are going to be quite expensive. They already are quite expensive. So, you know, if you're going to train your fletching, make sure you've got those supplies banked up because they're going to go up in price. Get some willow logs for training your fletching maybe, and then if you just want to make some own arrows for your own use, then you know, get the arrowheads and the logs and the feathers ready, and feathers as well might be a good idea to stock up on if you wanted to do some fishing at all. I know that Shiloh Village is going to be a great spot to do some fly fishing, and I'm assuming a lot of people are going to think the same thing. So feathers might go up a little bit, or the fishing shops might be bought out of feathers constantly. So it might be worth your time stocking up on some feathers in time for the members release. But that is just about going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you found this kind of interesting. Maybe you've sort of heard me talk about something that you'd not thought of before. Maybe you are struggling to figure out what your next goal should be, and hopefully you have found that for yourself now. Whatever your plans on members release are going to be, I hope everyone is enjoying it and having fun. I know I'll be streaming it if anyone wants to hop in there and either join me with the questing grind, or just come and chat and let me know what they're all up to. I think it'll be a lot of fun on day one of members for sure. Other than that though, guys, again, thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving me recently. If you do like the content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And other than that, guys, once again, as always, I will see you in the next video.